everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. And welcome back to a little bit of a breaking news episode for you guys today. And that is, of course, the brilliant breaking news of Diogo Jota signing a brand new deal. Anyway, hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. And of course, well, it's fantastic news, isn't it? Diogo Jota signing a new deal, until 2027. For me, of course, well deserved. Ever since he's been at the club, being for sure one of our best players, without a shadow of a doubt. And I think, look, it's a very, very deserved thing, for my personal self. I think it's well deserved, and I think plenty of you guys as well have also seen on Twitter, and so on, and seen how well he's done, as well. But that is the breaking news, that Diogo Jota has signed a brand new deal. Anyway, Dominic King, last night this was, anyway, saying Liverpool are pressing on with contract talks with Diogo Jota and believe they will tie him down to a long-term deal. He'll be back in training within 2 weeks, but his importance to this squad is huge. Talks with his advisors have been progressing for some time, as well. And then, of course, Paul Joyce this morning then coming out and saying that Diogo Jota has signed a new contract at Liverpool until 2027, which of course is fantastic news. And then Liverpool themselves then confirming the deal, saying we are delighted to announce that Diogo Jota has signed a new long-term contract with the Reds as well, which again is fantastic news, isn't it? The fact that Diogo Jota is now tied down again. Is the stream going ahead? Bri, we are live right now. We're live. If anyone, let me double check. Yeah, we're live, Brian. I don't know what you're watching, my friend, but we are live. Hey, bro, sales is Mickey as well. Brian, again, asking that. Mixing, yeah, it's live now. Yeah, I don't know whether or not the comments were delayed or not, or what, but yeah, we are live. Anyway, but if anyone isn't yet, let me know anyway. But yeah, the breaking news is Diogo Jota signing a new long-term deal. The pricing of it hasn't been revealed yet. I did try and have a look earlier on. Nothing was said about terms of pricing, in terms of, how much he'd be on per week or something like that. Anyway, you'd suspect that it would be, in the region of 120, 130,000 pound per week. He was under 100k a week, which again is ridiculous, isn't it? But of course, our number 20, deserves it. I think, you look at it and you look at his stats realistically. Was it 85 games for Liverpool, 34 goals and 9 assists. Last season getting over 20 goals in all competitions, which was amazing for the Reds. And again, it's amazing that, of course, we've got a player like Diogo Jota that was very impressive last year at times, as well. But most importantly as well, I'd say reliable, I would say as well, to be fair. I think that it's going to be interesting, isn't it? The fact that, of course, Darwin Núñez coming in is a huge thing for Liverpool. But as well, I think just having the reliability there of Diogo Jota. I personally think if Jota was fit, he would have started against Fulham, 100% for that. But again, I think, look, it's fantastic tying him down for another couple of years anyway, as well. But Mickey says it's live now as well. That's brilliant. It's live anyway. Hello, Connor lad. Hello, Doug. Doug in the house. Hello. Doug saying hello to Mickey as well. It won't be a long stream, guys. Just bringing you the breaking news anyway. Tomorrow, we're going to be going over, of course, pre-season, and how, of course, everything turned out. We're going to be talking about players. We're going to be talking about, new signings, and out. We're talking, in depth about that tomorrow. Showing a no show tonight, or late show tonight anyway. And then, of course, I think we're going to have the preview on Thursday for Fulham as well, because the new Premier League season starts on, of course, on Friday. So I think a lot of people will be watching that. I think it's between, is it Palace and Arsenal first game of the season? So, again, it's going to be, the season is back. It's fully back, and I cannot wait for it anyway. But guys, let me know your thoughts on Diogo Jota signing his new contract. I think again, I think it's fantastic business. And let me know as well who you'd like next on the list for new contracts. Of course, we've known probably since June that the likes of Joe Gomez, Diogo Jota as well would be the ones to have the contracts first. Of course, Naby Keita's names also got mentioned about a new deal as well. And I think the number one name for me, probably apart from Naby, would be Bobby Firmino. I think Bobby deserves a contract. Maybe that's a 1 year, 2 year deal, who knows? But for me, I think Roberto Firmino deserves a new deal as well. And let me know, guys, your thoughts on that in the comment section down below. Great news about Jota, says Mickey. Absolutely, Mick. Yes, it is as well, says Doug. Hi, Brian. Hi, Connor as well. Hello, Brian. Hopefully on a fantastic day. Doug with a thumbs up as well. Great to see Jota signs a new deal. It's brilliant, isn't it? And as Doug says, I think, look, very well deserved. It is very well deserved. You look at it, and this is the thing where I think that when people criticized Diogo Jota last season and was like, oh, he hasn't played well this season, it's like, what have you been watching? Like, he was amazing the first half of the season. Yeah, it did a little bit, slacken off towards the end, but that was because, of course, Luis Diaz, well, Luis Diaz and probably Sadio Mane being the two best forwards at the club last at the end of last season. And I think again that just goes to show practically, how well our attack was last season. Mo Salah doing what Mo does. Bobby was there. Jota was there. Mane was there as well. So good, wasn't it? Luis Diaz as well. Again, Liverpool's attack last season was amazing, and this season it's amazing as well. But again, I think people have very short memories where like, oh, Diogo Jota had a bad season last year. No, he got over 20 goals last season. 15 of them come in the Premier League, and that's an amazing thing. And the fact he can play on the left, he can play central as well. I personally think he's better as a centre forward more than anything. I think plenty of people have different opinions as well. Some people like him more on the left, cutting inside and interchanging for the striker. I think that partnership with him and Mane did work at times, but also didn't, because both of them wanted to do the same thing, and it didn't work as well. But for me, I think it's fantastic that Diogo Jota signed a new deal, and hopefully, we'll get the best out of him for the next 5 years. But again, hopefully his hamstring injury doesn't come back once again, because it's already come back this pre-season anyway. But Doug said, do you think the Strasbourg friendly was pointless? A little bit. And a little bit no. We'll talk about that tomorrow, though. To be fair, Doug. But if Ibu is injured, as nothing's been reported on it, then yeah, it was pointless. But if he isn't, then of course I got a different opinion on it anyway. New contract for Ox, joking as well, says Brian as well. No, we're not giving not giving Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain a brand new deal anyway. But yeah, it's interesting as well the fact that from Dominic King as well, because there's been no news realistically on the time scale of Diogo Jota, but Dominic King, like we said earlier on last night, reporting that Liverpool were pressing on the contract talks. But he does, as you can see down below, there says he'll be back in training soon, within 2 weeks, which is interesting, of course, because we've had no news about the time scale of whether or not it would be a long injury, maybe a couple of weeks. We didn't know, did we? From the news of Diogo Jota, so it's good news that 2 weeks back in training. Excellent news. But again, it will take time. Liverpool won't want to rush him because again, it's a hamstring injury. You have to be careful in these types of situations, and I think again, it is one of those things, isn't it? Where for me personally, I'd much rather Jota take, a month or a month and a bit to come back better and, to not reoccur the injury again than have him straight away injured again, like we got after the Manchester United pre-season friendly. So for me, I'm over the moon that Diogo Jota has signed a new deal anyway. But, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know as well who you think, could potentially be the next player to get a brand new contract as well. I know that plenty of people, I mentioned Bobby Firmino, for example. I think all of us would love Bobby to stay. and I think Bobby would love to stay as well. I think he spoke to Brazilian TV over the weekend, and was saying, "Look, I want to stay for the rest of my career. I love Liverpool. I love the city. I love everything about the club." And again, I think it's mutual. All of us love Bobby Firmino. We love the song, of course. Same as Diogo as well. If you watch the Liverpool um, the Jurgen, not the Jurgen, sorry, the Jota, looking at on Liverpool's Twitter, looking at the song, and you're in the cop singer and that, and look, it's one of the favorite songs, isn't it? And look, I hope Bobby Firmino is the next one. Anyway, but Klopp also had words to say about Diogo Jota. Anyway, he said, "Hey, he scores goals, not a bad quality. He works unbelievably hard for the time he is pressing and counter pressing are on an unbelievable level. He can play at all around attacking roles, and he has an incredible attitude as well." And that was Jurgen Klopp speaking about Diogo Jota's brand new contract as well. Look, it's earned, isn't it? Is the fact that he's always been that impactful player that when we've called upon, he will be that impactful player this season. We all hope so anyway. But for me, I think, look, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Where does he come in, and whether or not, of course, might see Bobby, be amazing, and keep his place. Darwin Núñez as well might just keep all of them out the team as well. But of course, Jota will be important for the season ahead. Anyway, the first I heard about the new deal for Jota was about 2 hours before it was announced. No paper talk, just keeping it in house as well. Brian was, Brian, you should have known. We talked about this in June. I think was it Paul Joyce tweeted out saying that Liverpool were looking to get Naby, not Ox, sorry, Jesus Christ, that's because I'm reading chat as well. They wanted Jota, Gomez, and Naby down. So they've got 2 out of the 3 so far. So hopefully it's 3 out of 3 in a minute. Anyway, new contract for Bobby, says Raz. Hopefully, Raz, it will be, in a couple of weeks' time. Anyway, yeah, I agree. Bobby next as well, says Mickey. Ox has never been the same since his injury, sadly. Of course, Brian saying which one as well. It is that stage at the minute. And again, we'll talk about pre-season tomorrow in tomorrow's video, because I think there is going to be a lot of people talking about it and different conversations about it as well. Raz says, wish Ox a speedy recovery as well. Yeah, he should be back. Well, I say he should be back. The reports yesterday said that it should be October that now he's back. But again, I just think October, October, November, whether or not it is that or not, I don't know. For me, I think Ox is done in a Liverpool kit. Of course, he will be used at times if he is fit, but again, for me, I just think he's done at the club anyway. Bobby deserves one, definitely. Mickey says, no contract for Naby, please. Yes, Mickey. Michael, he is having a new contract. Anyway, what's the Serbs player name who was fantastic free kick? Serbian young lad. If you're on about, is this Sesko or Sesko that we played him, didn't we? If you're on about that, Raz. Anyway, do you think we will not offer a contract to Bobby? I think it depends on whether or not Liverpool value what Bobby Firmino wants. So, as Mickey says, but I hope he's taking a pay cut as well. I think as well, Bobby depends what he wants as well. Whether or not he wants a new challenge. Look at Sadio Mane, for example, wanted a different challenge, and of course, from now until next summer, everything could change for Bobby Firmino. But for me, I think the club will offer him a new deal, but I think it'll take time because I think Liverpool want to figure out what they're going to do next. I think it always comes down to that as well. Can Liverpool afford to replace Roberto Firmino in the team? Maybe not. Maybe, we've spoken about potential Bobby replacements. Christopher Nkunku is one name that has been mentioned more than once around the club and so on. But again, whether or not Liverpool can replace him, that's a whole other question. for a different time. Anyway, but lifetime contract for Bobby, says Raz as well. Yeah, hopefully, mate. Again, I'd love Roberto Firmino to stay at the club for a very long time. Anyway, but we'll bring you then the news before we do head off. Anyway, Dominic King, of course, mentioned last night that Liverpool are pressing on Diogo Jota's contract talks and believed to tie him down for a new long-term deal. It was then confirmed at 12 o'clock by Paul Joyce. Diogo Jota has signed a new contract at Liverpool until 2027, and then Liverpool themselves then tweeted out saying, "We are delighted to announce that Diogo Jota has signed a new long-term contract with the Reds as well." No news yet on whether or not his contract's been, what price it is per week or anything. I did try and have a look, and there was nothing on it as of yet, but we'll find out hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, or maybe even tomorrow, potentially, whether or not it will be happening or not. Was there much truth in the Juve rumours about Bobby? No, I think it was just paper talk in Italy. Because I think Juventus is currently looking for a striker. And yeah, I think it was just mumble jumble in Italy. 22 million euros was it? The supposed price tag? Yeah, no, Liverpool are not selling Roberto Firmino for anything. Especially 22 million euros. I know he's in the last year of his deal, but if we got 30 odd million for Sadio Mane, it'd be more around that. I'd say instead of 22 million euros, which is around 16 million pounds, I think it is. That's a hell no for me anyway. I just feel we will have a major shake-up in the midfield next summer. I think, Mark. I think next summer, and thank you for popping in as well. Next summer now, mate. I think unless something drastic happens from now until the end of the window, where a player gets injured or a long-term injury, nothing will change. Now, for me, I think Liverpool are done. I think Jurgen has said that Liverpool are done, and maybe, hopefully, there might be a pre-agreed contract somewhere with a certain English Borussia Dortmund midfielder. That's just my wishful thinking, anyway. To be fair, anyway. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's show. Anyway, apologies that it isn't at the normal 9 o'clock. I've only just had time to make the Diogo Jota video for you guys, anyway. But wanted to bring the news straight away that, of course, Diogo Jota has signed a brand new contract at Liverpool to keep him at the club until 2027, which, of course, is fantastic news as well. And hopefully we'll be bringing more news to you as well over the coming days and weeks as well. But, of course, for me, personally, I think, look, it's a fantastic signing, fantastic re-signing, then you should say, about Diogo Jota. Hopefully we'll have news about Roberto Firmino and so on as well. But like I did say, tomorrow night we're going to be talking about pre-season. We're going to be taking a look. We're going to be reviewing, everything that happened over pre-season. We're going to be looking at individual players as well, on who we think as well is going to be amazing this coming season. And then on Thursday we're going to be having a preview for the Fulham game. And I don't know yet whether or not we're going to have a show on Friday. And if we are, we're going to have it a bit earlier anyway, because of course I think plenty of people are going to be watching the football on Friday because it's the start of a brand new season anyway. But let's read a few more of your comments before we do head off anyway as well. Yeah, I feel so as well. I think that's for the midfield as well. Retic looked a player. Yeah, he does look a decent player. He didn't play the best game, did he, against Strasbourg? But to be fair, I don't think anyone did, apart from probably Harvey Elliott, I think. What's Jack's channel called? I think Mark's put it in. Yeah, Mark's put it in as well. So go and hit over that, Bry, as well. I think we need a young striker, happy to be a bit part-time player squad depth. We were talking about this, Mick, when we get Luis Suarez in. Anyway, no, of course Suarez is gone. Anyway, but as Brian said, so is it Sesko? Cisco, I don't know how to say it. Look good at Mickey as well. No, he did, to be fair, as well, and no problem as well, said Mark as well. But yeah, guys, a big thank you to each and every single one of you. If you haven't yet already, please hit that like button. It's very much appreciated as well. Big thank you to all the new subscribers as well, especially from that Man City. I think the bot's got everyone on that as well, looking at it as well. But big thank you to each and every single one of you that has tuned in anyway and liked the stream and even shared it as well. Very much appreciate each and every single one of you as well. But we will be back tomorrow night at the usual time at 9 o'clock. Anyway, of course, all the streams will be at 9 o'clock each and every single night, unless, of course, it is a breaking news episode, or that, anyway. But of course, as well, we'll let you know on the community tab on Twitter as well. If you're not following us on Twitter, it is at the Cop Council, as well. Anyway, guys, but big thank you to each and every single one of you. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Anyway, but until then, I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you all then. Ta-ra.